Let's begin with a drum set. Listen for an explosive live sound. The snare should be crisp and the cymbals should ring.
I admire you when my living has a limit of desire to keep it going. I'm just knowing that my time with you makes a difference. How I'm feeling when I vibe with you. They can't divide us two. We got a bond like 007, right? Even on Devil's Night, you show me what the heavens like. Go ahead and spread your light, though I can barely see. I know you're there with me, my personal therapy. Some days I wish I was more like you. Your certainty, your attitude. Keep doing what you're doing, I ain't mad at you. I'm just wishing that I had that too. Some days I wish I was more like you. Your certainty, your attitude. Keep doing what you're doing, I ain't mad at you. Just to know you, I'm glad I do. I want you to view yourself the way you see me. When you're feeling alone, I'll be your sanctuary, yeah. I want you to view yourself the way you see me. When you're feeling alone, I'll be your sanctuary. You inspire me, look at you crazy when you tell me you admire me. Not an example for anybody to try to be. We'll call you bluff, but I know you wouldn't lie to me. Just a surprise to me, we got a bond tight, no one can come between. I have respect for you, you have your love for me, and that's enough for me. All I need to get by, let me be the method to get Mary J. Blige. So many times I felt defeated, you always know the right thing to say for when I need it. I wanna do the same thing for you to keep it even. You can call me anytime, you don't ever need a reason. I'm right here with you, never could forget you. All the things that we've been through, everything we went through, hey, none of it was simple, but I'm right here with you. Some days I wish I was more like you. Your certainty, your attitude. Keep doing what you're doing, I ain't mad at you. I'm just wishing that I had that too. Some days I wish I was more like you. Your certainty, your attitude. Keep doing what you're doing, I ain't mad at you. Just to know you, I'm glad I do. I want you to view yourself the way you see me. When you're feeling alone, I'll be your sanctuary, yeah. I want you to view yourself the way you see me. When you're feeling alone, I'll be your sanctuary.
Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is 8:01 a.m. You are listening to and watching Good Morning, Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. Yes. And let me tell you, it feels good to be back. I want to take a good morning, Victoria Hala Maldonado. I want to take a brief moment to say thank you very much to all of our listeners and fans and supporters for your very kind words. We really appreciate it very much. Monica and myself have missed you all as well, and it really does mean a lot that so many of you great people would reach out. I apologize for not responding to all the texts and the messages and everything like that. There were just too many. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you. I also want to say a good morning and thank you to the Aurora Fire Department, Mercy Hospital, Dr. Zendrick, and 2 nurses, Lauren and Josh. Thank you very much, and all of you great people for tuning in. But enough about me. We have a guest on the show today. We're gonna learn as we always do. We got coffee, we got water, we got a brownie, and we have a great guest by the name of Mr. Sean Bieterman, all right, from Aurora Central Catholic. How are you, sir?
Great. Thanks for having me here today.
All right. Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. He is our first guest coming back, and it is also St. Paddy's Day. So to all of our Irish brethren and sistren. It is sistren, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. We want to say happy St. Paddy's Day to you as well. Tavern on Broadway has corned beef, cabbage, and a few other specials as well going on. So shouts out to them, 24 North Broadway. Josie Mendoza Geller, good morning to you. So, Sean, good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So, Aurora Central Catholic, we got some things to talk about. Midterms are taking place right now. Before the listeners, where were you born and raised? Where are you from?
I grew up in Elmhurst, so I went to York High School, Indiana University, and got my teaching certification after that. And,
Okay.
Got my first job at Driscoll Catholic when I was 23 years old. Been a couple different places, but I've been at ACC for the last 10 years.
Okay, so. Elmhurst. Any similarities in the Elmhurst story and the Aurora story? Any?
Not really that I'm aware of. It just kind of the growth of the two towns. They're both kind of exploding in population and just great places to live. So,
where is Elmhurst? That's the northwestern suburbs.
Yes, about 15 minutes west of the city. It's one of the reasons why a lot of folks move to Elmhurst is because it's right on the train line going into the city. So
okay,
a lot of folks commute back and forth on the train every day there.
Yeah, actually, now that you remind me, I think is that the Van Buren line where it takes you to Van Buren? I don't know. I haven't ridden it in a while, but
yeah, right in the downtown area there. So right downtown Elmhurst, yes.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Yeah. How old what's the history of Aurora Central Catholic, for those who don't know? I think we have some alumni who've tuned in a couple of times.
So Aurora Central Catholic was a combination of Roncalli and Madonna high schools back a long time before. And the campus used to be right kind of here in the heart of downtown Aurora.
Okay.
Right where Coward Middle School is now. So that is the old Aurora Central Catholic building.
Really?
Yes. And 22 years ago, the campus shifted to where we currently are on Edgelawn. So we transitioned over there a little bit before my time, but we've been there very comfortably, and it's a great school environment, great leadership at the school with Father Etheridge, and we're just happy to be back in school for the last couple of years and working together, and we've got a great school environment with terrific kids and terrific families.
Wonderful. Cowherd Middle School, Farnsworth and Front
believe so.
Street, something like
right
that.
Right off of Farnsworth. You could see it on the what would be the east side of Farnsworth Road.
What do you like most about what you do?
I like working with the kids. I like working with the staff. I really like working with our administration. They're great people. A great community. So when you talk about school, a lot of folks just think about the 8 to 3 day. I mean, Aurora Central Catholic's a lot more than that. So our kids are involved in many things. I mean, if you go onto our school website, you'll see a variety of athletic activities, clubs. Our musicals coming up next week as well.
Yes.
So there's a lot going on, and from athletics to clubs to musicals to ministry to helping in the community. That's what we're about, and it's a great place to work and it's a great place to be around. So, in the start of that, and every day is our principal, Father Etheridge, and he does a terrific job and is really well connected with the kids and really well connected with the community. So.
Yeah, I'm going to, and so at the end of the show, you our guests always provide the message of the day for folks. With you, I'd be definitely happy to know your ideas of community and what that means to you. One of our slogan on this show is, take care of yourself and each other. We believe that we can actively, make those kind of changes that we need to see in the community. So, we're glad to have you here. What's your position? You're a coach.
So I'm I'm on our administrative team. I'm the athletic director at our school and the dean of students, and I coach baseball. So,
Okay,
yeah.
A man with many hats.
In working in private education, it typically is the way that goes. Yes.
Okay.
So, and we all kind of help each other in our areas. So it's we have a great team and great kids, and it's fun every day going to work. So.
Okay. When the camera comes on, ladies and gentlemen, you can see his magnificent zip up he got on, looking real good with the royal blue. But I won't spoil the view for all of you great folks. How has the COVID era affected education from the Aurora Central Catholic standpoint? How's it been adjusting to two things?
So we were one of the few schools last school year to start the school year in person and finish the school year in person. And I want to give credit to the leadership of our school, as well as our teachers and our staff and our kids, of working together through what was a very difficult time, for everybody involved. I think everybody, had family, had friends that were affected by this, this terrible pandemic. And, we really, I think, worked together very well to support each other and to understand that there were challenges every day. And certainly being in person every day, was a little bit different to the norm of what was going on across the country. And I'm grateful that through the leadership with Father and those at our school, that we worked hard at that and did our best every day. There were difficult times, but at the same time, we recognize that our kids and our families and our community wanted the kids to be in school, and work together to try to make that happen. So it's been good this year, and it was good last year, but we're transitioning obviously as a country, as a state, to a little bit more what I would say pre-pandemic times in terms of policies and whatnot. And we're looking forward to continuing forward with that. So it's nice to see the smiles on the kids' faces again, and see those emotions without the masks on. And it's just
is this kid crying or is he laughing? I can't tell.
It kind of took a little bit of time to kind of sort out who was who at certain points, because some of those sophomores you'd never seen or juniors without a mask. So it's literally, it was last year from the beginning of the year to the end of the year when we were in school, everybody was required to wear a mask. And just obviously, a little over a month or so ago, the first time we could really take them off. So that's a nice sign of progress. So we're excited about as we move forward, and we saw a lot of changes with athletics in the COVID era. Nice to see our parents back supporting their kids, our student bodies being able to come to games, where last year that was challenging indoors especially. So it's fun, and at the same time, it's we're continuing to work together and work forward through some challenges as we get through this crisis.
Now you mentioned that at age 23, that was your first teaching job. Was that correct?
Yeah, my first teaching and coaching job. Yeah, I was a social studies teacher at Driscoll Catholic in Addison, and I was the head baseball coach. Yeah. So.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Always had a love for sports, it seems. Did you play?
Yeah, I was a baseball player and basketball player in high school, and then I went on to a pretty large school, Indiana University. So I got involved in coaching at the local high schools down there, and that kind of gave me a little bit of a fast start into coaching. So it was. And I'm a big IU guy. My family is we love sports. My family shares Notre Dame football season tickets. So we're a little bit everywhere, in terms of going to see things. And it's an exciting couple days coming up with the NCAA tournament starting now. And we're just My wife, she's a first grade teacher. She's been teaching the Elmwood Park District for 17 years. And
Okay.
I got a 14-year-old. He's an 8th grader. He'll be in high school next year. So it's
All right.
yeah. So it's exciting times.
A family on the move.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it. What does it take to be an effective coach?
Well, I think we learned a lot over the last 2 years about that. I think the title coach. I think when folks first get into it, they think they're just coaching their sport. They're just teaching the game that they're coaching, and I think there's a heck of a lot more that goes into that. You need to be just like an effective teacher. You need to be well prepared. You need to, have the best interests of your kids on your team at all times. You need to understand that there's a lot going on in kids' lives these days, and working together is the biggest piece. Setting a good example by your own actions, and that's something that we expect from our coaches. And I can't thank them enough for how difficult the last 2 years has been for them. And coaching their game, coaching their sport, something that they love to do, wasn't necessarily over the last 2 years the primary focus of their everyday experience in sports.
Right.
So getting back to that is a good thing.
Okay.
So.
Nice. Getting the dust off that we all may have accumulated, and getting back to what we're doing. So we know that it was a couple Mondays ago, I think, that the mask mandate was lifted, and I think, to your point, so many new opportunities are opening up, and I think that the combination of stores being more loose and free and institutions is kind of going to our collective spirit. People seem to be more optimistic. They seem to be a little bit happier, dare I say. Very good. So the time is 8:13 a.m. Good morning to all of you great Norma Peterson, the Executive Director of Document the Abuse. She is here. Good morning. Jennifer Ryan Mayton, Cindy Morales, all of you great people. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen this many great smiles and comments in a long time. Dora Sanchez Soto, good morning. Glad you're doing well. Me too. Thank you very much. Happy St. Patty's Day, Saul. Alex Arroyo, class of 1987. Oh, wow. Aurora Central Catholic. Good morning and good to see you. Good to see you very much. All right. So it is St. Patty's Day today. Will you be celebrating anyway? We'll be eating corned beef and cabbage.
It's possible. We've got a game tonight at 5:30 for baseball. I'll probably have something with family and friends later on this evening. So yes.
Okay, great. Yeah. So let's talk about the team. You guys recently had some great accolades, and we were communicating initially through email, which after all these days I am behind on. So let us know about the team and how you guys have been doing and performing.
So spring sports have just got it started with our games this past week.
Okay.
Baseball is 1-1. We won a nice game the other day against Westmont, 8-7. Our girls soccer team kicked off last night and tied DePaul Prep 2-2, which was a cool game to play because they're going to be part of our new conference we're joining in 2023 and 2024.
Correct,
so,
that's right.
So they're a member of the GCAC conference.
GCAC. And that was the Girls Catholic Athletic Conference.
Yes.
Right. All right. See, you guys, I can do it. I can still do it. It's like I'm walking verbally. Oh, he's doing better and better. Big conference to be a part of, and it's ACC's first time. What does it take to be a part of something like that? You just have to be consistently good and developing.
Yeah, so the GCAC is the girls conference that we'll be joining, and the Catholic League is the boys conference that we're going to be joining. So they work off of one another. They are, in essence, one conference it's two separate conferences, but it's one and the same. So the boys play in the Catholic League and the girls play in the GCAC. So a lot of the Catholic League schools, and it's exciting, in the GCAC schools are strong academic and strong faith-based institutions that have been in existence since the beginning of private education in Illinois, and we're excited about that opportunity. It also provides us an opportunity to have stability and have an exciting conference for our kids to be a part of in terms of the competition they'll be playing, as well as serve those long rival traditions that we can develop. And it reminds us a little bit of our old days in the Suburban Christian Conference, because a lot of the members are from there as well. So we've been through a little bit of transition over the last decade, but it's something that we're looking to put forth something stable for us moving forward, and something that's going to challenge our kids, and also be something there that's to be a Catholic private school, to be in a conference with Catholic private schools.
Right.
We're currently in the Metro Suburban Conference, which is a blend of private schools and public schools. So, and it's been a great conference for us. Us leaving this conference wasn't initiated by our school or any of the other schools that are leaving.
Sure.
It was just a change that took place with some of our public school members that were kind of seeking other conferences.
Okay.
So and the dominoes start to fall, and you wind up in certain places. So.
Sure, understood. In your opinion, what is the before I get to that question, how do folks get to know about or learn about Aurora Central Catholic? What is the, if a parent is interested in Aurora Central Catholic, what's the process? Is Aurora Central Catholic, do you appeal or promote to as an alternative to public school? Or is it standalone and folks reach out because they've seen the institution, they know about the institution, they like what the institution has done, and therefore that constitutes to enrollment? I hope I didn't massacre that, because I wasn't trying to paint the picture that you guys would rather grab kids and have them not go to public school, but I'm just interested on how you get your enrollment. No,
that's a great question, and I'm a York High School graduate, so I'm a public school product myself, right. And I think our school draws from communities 30 miles wide in each direction, and one of the ways I think that we spread our message well is that we have many great schools that kind of feed into the high school, and our principal is also a priest, Father Etheridge, so he will say Mass at many of these schools. He'll say Mass in many of the areas of the community. So a lot of folks, when they're a young kid and young families, get to know Father right off the beginning and understand that, well, Father's the principal at Aurora Central Catholic. It's a great place. And we spread our reputation that way, through word of mouth, through our actions, through the way that the school is perceived in the community. But then we also have some terrific folks at our school that get the message out there quite a bit. I mean, Kenzie Livingston is in charge of all our communications, and she's outstanding at getting the word out. So
she is.
Yeah,
she got the word out to Good Morning Aurora. Yeah, shout out Mackenzie.
She does a terrific job with it, and we're happy to have her. And we, I think, with the traditional calendar of a school year, which anything the last couple of years was non-traditional.
Yeah.
It, we've seen students come to ACC for a lot of different reasons. And most will come to our school because they grew up in a Catholic family, or they want to be part of a Catholic school. Right. But that's not to say that ACC is just only for students of Catholic faith. And we have students of different religions. We have students that come from public schools that their parents want them in a private school, a smaller school. There's just a variety of different reasons, and we welcome students to come shadow at our school, get to know us. We have many open houses throughout the year, so we're trying to be as active as possible in getting the good word out of what our school is doing.
Well, I think that you guys are doing a fantastic job. I've heard the name Aurora Central Catholic for many years. I've heard great things about the institution. Besides my dear friend Alex Arroyo, I've met some other folks who, the names escape me at the moment, but everything I've heard about the institution is absolutely wonderful. So congratulations.
Thank you.
On all the good stuff that you guys are doing.
No, we're very happy and proud to be where we are. It's the great people, and it's funny because you always come across grads and alums from all different walks of life. So it's, it could be a police officer, a firefighter, a doctor. I mean, a postal worker, anybody that there's a lot of pride there when folks come back into the building. We always want to welcome folks back too. So
That's absolutely wonderful. All right, the time is now 8:21 a.m. Monica, can you please, hi Deb Sturgis, Stephanie Stevie Fox Cleary, good morning, and Andrew and Matthew Mayton.
oh yeah, very good.
Oh, can we hit the clap for them? Yes. Andrew and Matthew Mayton. That's 27 Monica, can you please take a quick minute and give us some news, por favor?
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Here are your local headlines. Real news, real people, real stories, 100% Aurora. Don't forget to please subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date on all of our content. There you can also watch all of our interviews and receive notifications when we go live. The Illinois Homeowner Assistance Fund program provides direct financial assistance to prevent mortgage delinquencies, defaults, displacements, and foreclosures for income-eligible homeowners experiencing pandemic-related hardships. Starting in April 2022, the state will begin accepting applications from homeowners for grants of up to $30,000 to eliminate or reduce past due mortgage and property tax payments. Find out if you're eligible for up to $30,000 in homeowners assistance by clicking the link that I'll be sharing in our chat. Join our friends of Marie Wilkinson's Food Pantry and #LovePurse for a great collection and donation drive honoring Women's History Month. Going until March 31st, you can donate purses and drop them off at any of the 3 locations: Aurora Bank and Trust, Marie Wilkinson's Food Pantry, and the office of State Representative Barbara Hernandez. For more information, you can email relations@mwfoodpantry.org. Senior meal distributions have returned. State Representatives Hernandez, State Representative Kifawit, and State Representative Wheeler have teamed up once again on specific Mondays through spring and summer. They are March 28th, April 11th and the 25th, May 9th and 23rd, June 13th and 27th, July 11th and 25th, and many more dates that I'll be sharing later on when they get closer.
Right.
Adults 60 years of age and older are eligible for 5 frozen meals. You are not eligible if currently enrolled in the Meals on Wheels program. This will be done in a drive-up fashion at St. Athanasius.
Yes, St. Athanasius.
Athanasius Greek Orthodox Church, located at 1855 5th Avenue in Aurora. Shout outs to our great state representatives for all they do.
Right. Davi Samantha Danner, good morning to you. Vanessa Rodriguez Aguirre, and another alumni of ACC, Addie Rubio.
Oh, very good.
Good morning, good morning. Also, the pop-up mobile distribution for women food pantry is taking place today from 2 to 3, Aurora Area Interfaith Food Pantry. Food items, diapers, formula, baby food, and hygiene products are among items to be distributed. So shouts out to our great friends. I want to read something here. Let me see here. This is something that I did find interesting. The GCAC, the Girls Catholic Athletic Conference, was established in 1974, 3 years before the IHSA, the Illinois
High School Association.
Recognized girls' sports. What took them so long?
Well, I think one of the really neat things about the GCAC is that the GCAC was a bit ahead of its time, and it came right around when Title IX came, and they were ahead of the game from the beginning. And
right.
The conference does an incredible job of promoting girls athletics, and it's something that really, really attracted us to the conference. And we're very, very proud of our athletic program and also all the great work that our girls do. And we've got some terrific programs with our girls programs. I mean, our girls volleyball team and our girls basketball team both won a regional championship this year.
Shouts
out. And to our coaches and all of our players. And in our spring sports, we look forward to especially we're getting off to a great start with our track program. They've been going for a while. The indoor track season is back on after not having a season last year indoors due to COVID restrictions, and we're doing some great things. We have some terrific talent there, some great coaches, and we're looking forward to a great season for them. Our softball program opened the other night with a 17-1 win over Plano.
Ooh.
They're going to be
what
tough.
a win.
They're going to be tough. And our soccer program has a lot of talent and has been, in a super sectional 2 of the last 7 or 8 years. So we've got some really, really good girls sports. And it's exciting, and we're really looking forward to the challenges ahead in the rivalries that can be established within the GCAC. It's kind of neat to play a DePaul prep when you haven't played them in any girls sports ever. And we opened up with that last night and sort of get a new camaraderie of schools and folks that we have never seen before. So, and it's few people were a little concerned about the travel that could be associated with kind of going to the city all the time and back and forth. But we were traveling quite a bit as it was in our current conference, getting to Elmwood Park or Ridgewood on a Friday night around O'Hare and the airport traffic, or going down to Bishop McNamara and Kankakee. So travel is something that in sports you sort of get used to. So it was fun. It was fun to see that last night. It was fun to our parents and our community, and it was really neat last night to see all of our softball parents that were out there helping us get our fields ready and get things ready for their home opener on Friday against another GCAC opponent in St. Lawrence. So.
Okay. St. Francis has a quite the reputable team in school as well. So shouts out to the entire. Now you're with them in the GCAC.
Yeah. So the schools that went with us to the GCAC and the Catholic League. Rosary, obviously, just GCAC being an all-girls school.
Right, Rosary.
St. Francis to the Catholic League and the GCAC as co-ed, and IC Catholic Prep and Elmhurst as a co-ed to the GCAC and the Catholic League. So we have 4 schools that are going with us, or 4 total schools going. So we're excited about that, and the real neat thing about that is faith-based institutions that are going to compete and continue to develop rivalries with one another, and that's neat. And what we also wanted to do when we joined the Catholic League and joined the GCAC is we wanted to provide opportunities for all of our kids in all of our sports. And one of the things we're truly blessed in at ACC is high-level participation in athletics.
Okay.
And about 75% of our kids at school will participate in a sport. So and many of them are participating in multiple sports. So we have, with schools slightly larger than 500 students, we play 4 levels of girls volleyball. We play 4 levels of girls basketball, multiple levels of all boys sports. We have a terrific girls golf team. We have sports, and we have bass fishing. We have all kinds of different things.
Bass fishing,
which is also just started. That's a spring sport for us, and so there's all kinds of different things that we offer. And we wanted to make sure we found a conference that was going to offer us all those opportunities for every sport. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Bass fishing. Where's a good place to go bass fishing? We got any bass? Do we?
They're a little bit all the tournaments that they participate in are all over the state.
Okay.
So they go all the way down to Springfield, or they have local tournaments. And bass fishing has really evolved as a sport, as a spring sport over the last couple of years, and it's neat. There's kids that can get college scholarships for bass fishing, and it's something that somebody's passionate about. It's really kind of a fun thing to do.
Do you fish?
No, not very much. I have an appreciation for it, but I don't know necessarily that I have the patience to sit in the boat and wait. So,
yeah.
But our kids are great. Our coaches are great, and they do a great job with it. So it's one of the it's not just sports. It's also all our clubs, all of our activities. We participate in the Illinois High School Association tournaments for our chess team finished 3rd in the state of Illinois this year. So there's a lot of accomplishments. Our girls dance program is one of the best dance programs in the state of Illinois. We've we've gone downstate and, kind of a shout out to our coach, Terry Varney, but our entire girls program, where we've gone downstate 10 years in a row in dance. And they just recently finished 10th in the state and also won the conference championship this year. So
Okay.
we have kids.
So much winning. Too much. Okay.
We still have ways to go.
Sure,
but it's,
sure.
But we're proud of our accomplishments. Create opportunities for our kids in all aspects of what our school does. So.
What does the world need more of?
It's a great question. I think the world, and that's a pretty deep question for me there. I think
That's why we got coffee.
Yeah.
What else we talk about at 8:32 in the morning?
Yeah, I think what I've enjoyed about our school is the support that students provide with one another. So somebody to be there when somebody needs something, and somebody to, work together with each other. And at times that could be, somebody needs to be picked up when their spirits are down. Somebody may need some accountability for things if they're not holding up their end of the bargain. But somebody that's firm and fair and kind and generous, and that's what our school is. So, to push ourselves to be better every day,
Right.
And have goals and to, but also understand that, there's other things going on in people's lives that may not always be there right in front of you. So to be understanding, I think, but also to have some drive and some passion about what we're doing. And that's what I love about our school. So our students do a terrific job of supporting one another. And,
Right.
and I think that has been really, really apparent over the last couple of weeks as well. The Diocese of Rockford was one of the first in the state of Illinois to remove the mask requirements. So we were a little bit ahead of some of the other schools that did that.
Sure.
And just to kind of see what that was like for the first couple days to weeks to now, we had 0 situations where any kid was giving anybody a hard time for continuing to wear a mask. And we still have kids that are in teachers that are just getting comfortable. It's we lived a certain way for so long that
Right.
We have to understand, and I have family with this, that people will get back to what they call normal
Right.
at their own pace,
Exactly.
and not to pressure, but to be supportive. And our school environment, our community has been like that from the beginning to the end. So, of course, there's always some folks that want certain things certain ways, but at the same time, we're always very respectful of one another.
Right. And I believe that's been that's a quality I do like to see, to allow people to either move or accept or deal with something at their own pace, kind of thing.
Yeah, and when we had the mask requirement in school, folks were understanding that this was something that was bigger than the school itself and something that we had to work together on. And it's funny because you always kept the mask in your pocket for the last 2 years. And
Yeah.
what store am I going into? Where is this? Where do I have to wear this? Where I do not have to wear this? And I think folks are just getting a little bit more comfortable, and it's nice to see people's faces. It's nice to see people just feeling better about everything. And the weather's warming up, which is good. And it's not this weekend though. It's supposed to really drop on
is it?
On Friday and Saturday. It's a high of like 40 with some rain and some bad stuff on Saturday. But
Yikes.
yeah, just being a baseball coach, I know the weather like 10 days out. But
You need to know the weather, right?
So, but no, just a great school environment and community. Our kids are they go on to do terrific things after they leave us too, and they're always a part of us after they leave us. So we love to hear from our alums. And my assistant athletic director is also our alumni director, Mike Cowan. He's a great guy, so he's an alum himself.
Okay.
So it's we hear all the time from our alums, and we want to continue to do so. And we want to learn about what makes our school better, and that's a constant, active approach to our future. What if you sit and kind of just be complacent in education these days, the trends kind of pass you by. So what does the school look like 10 years from now versus 10 years ago when I got here? I mean, I'm sure there'll be changes. There's changes everywhere, and
The only constant in life is change.
yes,
is what they've said.
and I think we've gotten used to that trend over certainly the last couple of years. But we're, when we say normal, the new normal, and what that means is, are we talking about the present? Are we talking about the past? I
Right.
mean, what does that actually mean? I think we're all kind of feeling that out as we move forward. So.
I think so. So to that point, I think people are and have been kind of creating and threading their own normal.
Yeah.
Their own normal. I have 2 offices in my home now. I got a front one and I got a side one because the front I get more light in, but this one's a little bit quieter back here. My work situation has changed. I've created my own. 2 years ago I was not doing this. So I that's what I believe. I think people have been kind of getting their own sea legs and putting together their own normal. But I do think that that's helpful in a way, because to your point about complacency, sometimes when you get shook up and when you settle back down, you may not be the same as you were before, and that's kind of a good thing, to knock that dust off and see what else you can do. And the alumni who we know, like Alex, for example, was a big help during my little hospital fiasco here. So the Aurora Central Catholic alumni that I've met have been absolutely great people.
Yeah,
I'm
they are
proud of that.
They are, and they're very involved in our school community, and we want them to be. That's a huge part of what we are, and I think that's, when you say you're a school, you're also a community, and you're also a family.
Right.
And that's what we truly believe, and that's what we preach from Father Etheridge every day, saying Mass in the school communities, and getting to know everybody, so that your connection with ACC starts when you could be a little kid.
All right.
And
Shout out to Father Etheridge.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, he's been and is a terrific leader. So.
All right. So I have some news to share with the folks. Monica, can you take me to a commercial? Javier Burgos, good morning to you. Good morning, everyone from Java Plus, located at 1677 Montgomery Road. It's a great place. Leo Zarco, Johnny Felix, Jen Mendoza, cross country and track for Eddie Rubio, and Judge Bianca Camargo. Okay, listen to this, guys. I got some news that you're going to love. Can you play that, son? Did you play it? Yes, thank you. Aha! Chris Kendall Market is going to be staged at River Edge Park in Aurora the next holiday season. This popular event is returning to our western suburbs and will soon be located in downtown Aurora. Are you excited? I saw you tuning in to the State of the City address, and the mayor dropped it. Well, guess what? I got it for you, too. German American Events LLC announced that the Chris Kendall Market, which has also been a downtown Chicago event during the holidays, will return to the suburbs. It was last seen in Naperville in 2019. According to Kate Bleeker, Expansion and Market Development Director for the German American Events, she says, quote, "We are so happy to bring the Chris Kendall Market back to the western suburbs, especially at a site as beautiful as River Edge Park. For the last few years, many people have asked when we would have a suburban market, and we are overjoyed to have found such wonderful partners as the City of Aurora and Aurora Civic Center Authority to make this dream a reality," close quote. During Mayor Urban's speech at the State of the City address, he announced that the city will close out the year by bringing a new energy to downtown Aurora with this new partnership. For more information, you can go to Chris Kendall Market Aurora on Facebook, and the event website is chriskendallmarket.com/Aurora. All Chris Kendall Market locations are modeled after the classic German holiday market in Nuremberg, Germany, with traditional candy cane striped huts. Oh my goodness. I'm going just for that. All right. And also, Coffee Talk at Java Plus is coming up Thursday the 24th from 6 to 8 p.m. Our dear friend Franca Liccioni, founder of the Icelandic Language and Culture Meetup on meetup.com, will be there to detail her experiences traveling to Iceland, her journey of learning the Icelandic language, the birth of the Icelandic Language and Culture Meetup, and a mini lesson on how to order coffee in Icelandic. The time is 8:41 a.m. Okay, so one of the things that I know about sports, I spent my early years in Harvey, Illinois, around that area, Riverdale, Dalton, all that back there, Thorndale.
Mm-hmm.
For many youth, sports has taken them places that they may not have gone to otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
There's kids, unfortunately, who never left their zip code, or would never have left their zip code had it not been for sports. In your opinion, being a coach, what do you believe? What is the benefit to sports? Sure, you can develop physical dexterity, but I want to hear from you. You're the first coach we've interviewed.
I think, and shout out to your area down there. My father was a high school basketball official for years, and he had many of those teams, the Thornton teams that were downstate against the Peoria Manuals and the West Aurora. I grew up watching those teams, and with the Antoine Randall L's and the Melvin Eli's, and just the Ty Streets, and and those players, and I think sports provide opportunities outside of just the sports. I mean, they provide relationships that can be held on to for lifetimes. I mean,
right.
my best friends are kids that I played high school baseball with. I mean, we've remained friends for decades.
Right.
And I think sports provide opportunities by providing not only great life lessons in terms of how you conduct yourself as an athlete, how you treat officials, how you treat your opponents, how you compete against your opponents, but also it does provide opportunities in life. So we travel as a baseball group. Our softball team and our baseball teams will be traveling to Tennessee in the next couple of weeks for for some tournaments.
All right.
And it's the first time for our baseball program that we'll be heading back down there for a couple of years with the COVID era. And back in the spring of 2020 was right around the time of March 13th where our spring sports seasons were halted by this pandemic. And we're going back in a couple of weeks, and I was looking around at our rosters, and only one kid in our program had ever been there.
Wow.
And he was up as a freshman with us. So it's really a new experience again where, we try to provide some opportunities that make things exciting for our kids. So, trying to play games in big facilities.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we played Westmont the other day in baseball. We played down at the Joliet Slammers facility. Our softball program played in the Yorkville Dome the other day to get their game in. So we're constantly, our soccer team has a lot of high profile games too. I mean, they're in the Pepsi tournament, which is a national known tournament. So we're trying to provide opportunities. Our track and field program travels all throughout the state as well. I mean, they're down at Illinois Wesleyan to start their girls season, their indoor season a couple weeks ago. And we're trying to showcase our kids and showcase our programs all over the states and all over the country. And it's opportunities like that I think provide opportunities for our kids beyond high school, and then also provide for great experiences for our kids to take with them for the rest of their lives. We've got some kids that from that Tennessee trip that went on to play college sports down in Tennessee and go to schools down there, and an area of the country that folks may not have even been aware of until we took a trip down there.
Right.
So it's it's providing those opportunities, and I think we try to do a good job with that, because as an athlete I was provided those opportunities, and that's one of the exciting things about moving forward and with sports again and being on a normal calendar with the spring season for the first time in 3 school years, is that we're not restricted to where we can travel. We're not restricted to those sorts of things because we're coming out of this, this situation that we've been in, and kids have a little bit more of a bounce to their step with that. So
Right.
they played regular seasons from start to finish this year, in the calendar, rather than, if we remember last year, they kind of sandwiched it all in together in the spring because we were, we were working with the state and we were working with the IHSA of how we were going to manage all this.
Right.
And so life experiences, which I think is the coolest thing about sports. One of the things I'm most proud of is that many of the former players that have played for me come back and coach with us, or are coaches at other schools. And
It's got to be very helpful.
yeah, and it's just it makes you feel comfortable that you're providing a good experience for the kids if they want to come back.
Nice.
And that's one of the cool things about our school is, now that we're back open more to everything, you will see students coming back to practices. You will see students coming back to school to visit with their teachers and experience that again. And that's one of the neat things, being what we want to say, a community-based school. It really is a family from start to finish, and kids want to be involved. And when they're done being involved at school, they still want to be involved in different areas, coming back and working with the kids that we currently have.
I love that, man. I love that. Yvette Garcia, good morning. Fabiola, good morning. Guillermo Pacheco Jr., good morning. Glennis Foster and Margie Logman. Hello, Margie. How are you? Who did you beat 17-1? I don't want to rub it in for that team if they're watching. Who was it?
Softball
Westmont?
program beat Plano.
Plano.
17-1. Yeah,
Oh.
and our softball program is very strong, and
I'll say.
they'll, they're going to do some really good things. I mean,
Okay.
our spring sports are very strong this year, and it's nice to see because they'll have a full calendar season under their belt. So it's nice to see how hard they were working in the off season to get themselves prepared to play.
There is an old adage. It's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I think the winning and losing takes care of itself by how you play the game.
Ooh,
So
I
I
didn't-
think you play hard, you do things the right way, the wins and losses take care of themselves. And if you build a culture of success, you build a culture of hard work and being good teammates and doing things the right way, that's really sort of the foundation of how you are successful. And I think our programs have really bought into that. And I think one of the toughest pieces, I think, for all spring sports is when you don't play a whole season in 2020, you have an abbreviated season in 2021, you're kind of getting your feet back underneath you. And foundationally, you're building back the numbers in your program. You're building back that winning culture, that supportive culture that you want to have there. And that takes time, because you woke up one day and your freshmen are now juniors, in your program. And it's really kind of having access to the kids over the last 2 years has been challenging because we've, with 500 kids, with kids playing multiple sports, we have to share kids, and that's the good thing. We want our kids
Right.
involved in a lot of different activities, but that individual time within their programs has gotten back to a normal calendar now. I mean, our summer camps are now open again fully.
Okay.
Our indoor and outdoor summer camps. I mean, we offered some things last year in the summer as we got back to some things, but we were fairly restricted on some of the things that we could offer indoors.
Gotcha.
So we had some youth camps, but I expect them to be far better attended this year because we're getting our word out there. And I think where some families may have been hesitant to get their kids involved in these sort of things over the last 2 years, now it's, let's get them out the door. Let's get them signed up for something.
Yeah, the
So,
weather's nice. Get out of here.
Yeah. So,
I'm thinking about how my parents were, perhaps.
Yes.
Maybe just in my house. So we talked about the midterms currently taking place. All school mass is on the 22nd of this month at 9 a.m. Is that open to the public?
No, but we have so many students in one place. But what we do is we live stream it.
Okay.
So if you go to our website, auroracentral.com, we'll provide a live stream link that you can tune in, and that's free.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Can you put their website in the chat for folks?
Yeah.
Now, is registration open for those summer camps?
Yes.
Okay.
You'll be able to go right to in in about a week, we'll have it up. Everything we just finalized everything this week, so everything will be up on our website by next week as well. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wonderful. 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 The time is now 8:50. So we've talked about a lot. We've talked about the GCAC. We've talked about soccer, track, many different things. I would like to know that from you, when I see the campus of ACC, and this could just be in my own brain, it looks different than most schools. It has a different visual disposition. It looks inviting. It looks like a school that produces students it looks like a school that doesn't just produce students. It looks like it produces people who go out into the community to continue doing great things.
Mm-hmm.
I've always believed that when you leave your institution or you leave, like for work, example, you should consistently give more. Let's talk about giving. What does that mean to you? And we give enough? Are we giving enough? And that's us as people. What do you think about that?
That's a good question, and I think you're spot on when you talk about our school being inviting. I mean, when you come on campus and you drive by campus, the first thing you see is the school with practice fields in a residential area.
Yep.
So like you've got homes, you've got a full community around the school. You'll always see our kids outside as you're driving by. Whether it's a PE class, our practice football field is out there. You'll see them getting going all summer. You'll see them getting going all fall, and then it turns into a practice soccer field.
Yeah.
And so kids are always active. But we ask our students to understand that sports are also just more than what's about them. It's about everybody else that they can help and serve as well. So you'll see, and it's not just sports, you'll see at school, I mean, we are constantly looking to help our community. So, one of the traditions obviously with St. Patrick's Day is St. Baldrick's Day,
Yeah.
and Locks for Love, and helping, folks that have been affected by cancer, and especially children. And so, throughout, I mean, we just had a student 3-on-3 basketball tournament where one of the beneficiaries of the funds that went there was pediatric child cancer. So we're always working with, through our campus ministry department, through our student council, about causes that can be helpful. Whether it's the Red Cross, whether it's getting our students out in the community, which was a little bit more challenging over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But we're getting back to that, and every student that graduates from ACC has to do 100 hours of service.
Okay.
So, and there are opportunities that are, different. So, like you go to a food pantry, you can go help at a charity, those sorts of things. And now those are a little bit more open again.
Right.
I mean, that's great. So, like, our kids are very active in getting involved, and many students, when they finish, are well beyond those 100 hours. And they really, really get after it with this.
What does the word service mean to you?
Helping others. I mean, just working together and in finding somebody that's in need and helping them. I mean, and service has many different meanings. I mean, it's at our school, it's helping others and understanding that there are those in need.
Right.
Whether it's folks that are poor, that are needy, whether it's folks that need emotional support and whatnot. I mean, service for us is trying to make our community better, and that's what our kids are very active in doing, and that's what Father in the school really promotes. And like I said, there's just many different opportunities where somebody can get involved and provide service, and it can be even within your own doors of your building.
Yeah.
Whether an upperclassman needs to help out an underclassman with some schoolwork, or just getting comfortable being in school. I mean, there's all different ways in which we can help each other, and the school provides many opportunities, and it's really a neat place.
I don't know if it was. I don't know if Aurora Central Catholic was there, but Ballydoyle had, before COVID, St. Baldrick's kind of, I think it was like a fundraiser for them or something. St. Baldrick's, St. Jude, for cancer research and things like that. And I took part in one of them one year with my friend, Kane County Sheriff's Deputy Brian Demeter. Good morning to you. He and I are standing side by side serving hot dogs, burgers, and brats. And Phil from Valley Doyle asked us to come back and do it the next year. So he and I have a shared story of 5 years in a row doing those. And it made me feel good.
Mm-hmm.
It made me feel good because it's not about me or him. It's about the message. It is about the overall, it's about what you're trying to achieve, you know, to reduce or help folks, especially young kids who are suffering from cancer. And I'm glad to be in a town that will allow folks to do those kind of things, to allow people to help out when they want to. You know, I had nothing better to do on that particular Saturday, so why not? We live in a good town full of good people, and I'm glad that institutions like yours are around. So
No, I appreciate that. We open our doors to the community as well to do those things at our school. I mean, we have the Saturday, we have our the Kiwanis Pancake Breakfast will be hosted at ACC.
Oh, that's right.
So
Shout out to the Oh, yes.
It's a little bit different this year. It's a little bit more of a grab and go type concept of what they're doing. But obviously, we had a little bit of a hiatus with that over the last couple of years. But we're opening our doors up again for them this weekend. And we do with the St. Baldrick's Day at school have a little assembly where we have some folks that are doing the shave of the head. And
Yes.
I don't need to right now. And okay,
Me neither.
Yeah. But
Twinsies.
But they the kids really get involved, you know, and that's great stuff. So and I think it does give them a little bit of a sense of who they are as well, and how they can help others.
Right. Alejandro Mascotti, good morning. Gary Strong, Josue Pais, Nicole Astra. Look at all these great people in here. Good to see all you guys. And Emily, good morning to you as well. The time is 8:58. Look how it goes by so fast. The show ends on a positive note. What would you... Oh, wait, hold on. Did we cover everything? We got the link in the chat. We talked about the GCAC. We talked about the 17-1 win. Bass fishing. Chess team. Diocese, Pepsi tournament, Tennessee. I think we got everything.
Yeah, we're just excited about moving forward with the Catholic League and the GCAC for all of our sports. And it's a great fit for our school. It's a great fit for our community, and it's exciting times ahead. So I want to thank you guys for having me today too.
Oh, no problem, man.
Yeah,
no
appreciate
problem.
it.
Yeah, definitely.
Appreciate it. Yeah,
Definitely. What's your message to the folks today?
It's been, I mean, we appreciate your support with our school, with our community over the last couple of years, and we know that there have been challenges, and we want to thank you for supporting us and everything that we've done and being there behind us, especially our school families and our community where, you know, we didn't always have the answers to everything over the last couple of years, and we did our best to work together and support each other through this, and we're excited about great times ahead. You know, we're excited about our kids, you know, all the great things they're going to do out there, and our staff and our community and our alums, and, you know, moving forward. And, you know, one of the things Father would certainly want me to mention is moving forward with building expansion and new classroom wings, and a STEM center that we've gotten great donations to the school for that, and hopefully be able to break ground on that in the coming months. Hopefully, you know, Father has his plan, you know, so it's exciting times ahead for us.
Okay, so. STEM Center. We'll be looking to, as the local news of Aurora, we'll be happy to highlight that when it comes about. We absolutely will. And we're here to support you guys. So Mackenzie Livingston, shout out to you for getting in touch. Keep the news coming to us, and we'll make sure that folks hear about it. And Father Etheridge as well. Well, the time is now 9:00 a.m. I'm not going to belabor the point. I didn't even, you know what? Musing is the word of the day. The word of the day is musing. I want to say thank you to the Aurora Fire Department, Alex Arroyo, the nurses and doctors that I mentioned at Mercy Hospital, Karina Suarez Darden for bringing me a bag of food and checking on me, and Josue Pais for pulling up in front of my house in a gold 6'4" Chevy Impala with 100 spoke Daytons and taking me on a brief cruise around the neighborhood after I got out the hospital. I was in dire straits. I couldn't walk. I had to call 911 on myself. But I entered the hospital on a stretcher, and by the grace of God, I left on my feet. Continue taking care of yourself and each other.